Hey everyone, I'm Leah Klinke,
And I'm Kate Phillips.
and welcome back to the Big Life Podcast. We're so excited to dive into some super exciting topics for today, now that preseason is officially over.
Yes, today we're going to be talking about preseason rankings, upcoming schedules, and all the work that it takes getting ready for season.
We have so much to cover today, so let's jump right in. Kate, how did your preseason games go?
They went pretty well. We just had one against Kansas State. We ended up tying 1-1. Obviously, like we would have loved to have won that game, but we learned a lot. Um, yeah, learned a lot about our team. A lot of freshmen got in, so they were able to like kind of get those nerves out. So I think that we got a lot like of ta good takeaways from that game. Obviously we've done film and everything since, so I think we've learned a lot and can't wait to get into our first game after like that game, you
Mm-hmm.
know. How'd your
Yeah.
guys like oh, you guys just played Indiana. How did that go?
Yes, we did. It didn't go great, honestly. We lost 2-0. Credits Indiana. They're a great team. They just got a new coach, I think, this year. So, they really played their system well. They were well organized. They were able to get in behind us a lot, and they capitalized on two chances that we definitely could have stopped, but we'll learn from it and move forward from it. A lot of people got playing time on our team. Some of us are coming back from little injuries and things, so definitely not the best game for us, but I mean, that's what preseason's all about to kind of knock off the rust and just get ready for the regular season. So definitely grew a lot from that game, went over a bunch of film, but we've got a lot of improvement to do for sure.
Yeah. What do you guys like film usually look like? Do you guys do like individual film or will you do like team film?
So we have a mixture of both. We mainly just team film. So before practice, like the next day, we have a big video board in our locker room, and the coaches will do film, probably like, it depends the game, like 15, 30 minutes of film, and mainly just specific plays from the game where we could have done better, or also things that we did well. They'll show all our goals on there, the goal scored against, obviously. So just a lot of like learning points. They stop it, rewind it, kind of see how everyone's moving and how we can improve on each play. And then we also do individual film sometimes. So the coaches will text us sometimes individually and be like, "Hey, can you come in at this time just to go over some of like your individual clips?" Or you can clip some things yourself and then go up to them and talk about it with them if you have any questions. And then we also do like unit film, I guess. So like sometimes like the defenders will have
Mhm.
a little film session to kind of go over their shape together and how they move, midfielders and forwards, all of that. So, what about y'all? How do you do film?
Yeah, we'll do like really similar. Like we'll do team film, usually like day or two after the game, kind of go over, yeah, good, bad, everything in between. Yeah, it can seem a little bit scary for people that have like never like for as a freshman coming in there. It is a little bit scary just because you're gonna get called out if you're in front of the team.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that's just it. But like it's not to be like scary, it's to learn and like see like what you could do better. Maybe like usually they'll show, yeah, goals, like what you did well. But usually in team film it's more of like, I don't know, like pressing moments, moments as like a team are like really like great or bad,
Mm-hmm.
and everything in between. And then like I'll do one-on-one like goalkeeping film usually with my coach, and then we'll go over like everything like super technically throughout the game. And then obviously like everybody else kind of does that like functionally based on their position. But usually with my goalkeeping coach, we'll go over like a lot of different clips, like positioning in the goal. We'll go over set pieces. Um, yeah, a lot of clips, but you learn a lot. Like I love doing film because you like in a moment you think you're maybe doing something right, but you could be like in the wrong position or whatever. So you can
Mm-hmm.
learn a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to just like see it all from the bigger picture. And especially in preseason, like it's so important. We probably do the most film ever in preseason. And we also look at like past season games and kind of highlights to see how we want to play. But especially in preseason, like we have to like know your team identity, know how you play, know how you press, know how you defend, know how you possess. Like so, especially in preseason, I feel like that's almost the most important time for film. And then of course, right after games to go over how the game went. And it's nice to just see like a simplified picture. You're like in the moment you're like feel like you're so under pressure or whatever, and then you're like, wait, there's a pass right there that I didn't see, or it just makes
Mhm.
it all simple.
Yeah, definitely. Talking about preseason, what were your reactions of the preseason rankings that came out a couple of weeks ago? You guys were pretty high up there.
Yeah, so Notre Dame, we were ranked number 2. Obviously it's an honor to be ranked there, but these preseason polls really don't mean anything, like at all. So we kind of just don't even think about that, don't even worry about that because it actually means nothing. So honestly, it's almost better in my opinion to be ranked lower because then you have like more to prove. If you're
Hmm.
underranked or like you think your team is undervalued and they were ranked lower than they should have been, then you feel like you have something to prove. But now, I mean, we definitely will have a target on our backs all season from all the teams we play. So definitely like pressure, but at the same time, we just kind of wipe that. We don't even think about that. We have the mindset of like we're coming in as the underdogs and everyone wants to beat us, but we really are like we have something to prove to them. So that's kind of our mindset going in. But I mean, it's definitely an honor that they see us as being such a good team. We have a bunch of returners, um, like almost all our starters. We have a bunch of good young kids. Our sophomore class especially is really good. We had some good freshmen coming in, so it's nice that they value us that high, but yeah, it means nothing. And all the teams on there are all great and anything can happen. Like I'm curious to see kind of how the past year, like preseason versus postseason rankings are and how they change and like how that's gonna be this year. Because I'm sure it's gonna be all different. Like half those teams aren't even gonna be in the top 25, I'm sure, by the end. So it's just
Yeah.
obvious.
It's always like interesting to see based off also like last season they're kind of going off of like the rankings and like returning players and whatever. Like you guys said you have a lot of returners, so that's like huge when it comes
Hmm.
to like a new season just because you guys know each other so well.
Yeah.
I always think it's like interesting with how they like figure that out based off last season and returners. Um,
Hmm.
like you said,
Yeah.
it really doesn't mean anything. Um, but it's a
Yeah.
good starting point to know that like you guys
Right.
can be in a great spot when it with the season
Yeah.
and people see that already.
Uh-huh. Right. Yeah. And it's nice, like it's kind of like we do have basically the same team, but at the same time, like we've been focusing a lot on this preseason on like no, like all of us went back home for summer. We did our own things. Like we're coming back and we're like starting over. Like it's not the same. We're all a little bit different now. We've all grown. We've all
Mhm.
improved. So that's kind of what, especially after these like our preseason really didn't go as we planned, didn't go the best. But I mean, that's what preseason games are for. But that's why we're kind of like, no, we're starting over. We have like new team, new like identities, and we're just gonna go from there.
Yeah, I love that. We talked about that like last episode. My teams, we've talked about that like a lot. And like one of our things is like obviously, well, SEC rankings haven't come out, but we always like say like one thing we started talking about was like why not us in like different games, different situations, like why not us if we come in like underranked. And past SEC we've been near the bottom, so it's like why not us this year?
Hmm.
And we've talked about that a lot and like in our team building, team activities, like how can it be us and like us as like a group in a united way like we want it to be like I don't know how to explain like just like not looking at other teams
Yeah.
just like
Yeah. No, that's great. That's a good motto, I feel like, to follow after. And you guys can all be like grounded on that and just come together and
Mhm.
before every game. And then people will probably like if you guys are like overlooked, then it's like, no, like we're here and we're gonna play you guys hard and we're like
Yeah,
a new team starting over. So I'm sure you guys will surprise a lot of teams this year for sure.
yeah, it'll be
Hmm.
exciting.
Yeah.
Talking about games, first season o- first like season opening games are this week. On Thursday we play. So how are you guys looking forward to that? Who do you guys play?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, all NCAA Division One women's soccer first games are this Thursday and Sunday. So we're super excited. I'm super excited. On Thursday we play Western Michigan, which should be a great game. They're a good team, and we play them pretty often. Almost, I've played them a couple times since I've been at Notre Dame, but they're always a good team, and they're gonna play us very hard. So we just got to prepare for that. But we're all super excited and super pumped to get the season started at home. And then on Sunday, we travel to Arkansas, to Fayetteville. We play Arkansas. So we're ranked number 2 right now. They're ranked number 6. So it's going to be a great game. So excited for that. It's really going to be a battle. Arkansas, they're very fast, physical. They've got some tall players. They play pretty direct. They're a very good team. So it's going to be, we kind of have two different styles of play, but it's going to be a great game and a battle for sure. So I feel like that's one to really look forward to this week. Who do you guys play?
Yeah, our first game's also Thursday. We play our South Dakota State and don't really know a lot about them, so kind of going into the game like open-minded. Obviously, we'll do probably a scout and everything this week, but yeah, just super excited to like play with our team finally. Home game. We don't have another game during the week, so nothing to like else to like really look forward to, just that, which I really like. We can just really lock in on that first game. And then Sunday, I will be watching your guys' game because I'm so excited. Like, obviously, we will play Arkansas later in the season, but hoping for the best for you guys. I know you do well. But yeah, definitely a
Thank
fun
you.
game.
Yeah, it should be fun, really fun. That's kind of nice that you guys just have one game, so all your focus can go towards winning that, and then you can move on from there. That's nice. So now there's a bunch of other big games this week as well. So let's kind of talk about those now, and maybe we'll have some score predictions, or we can kind of see how we think the games are gonna go. First up, we have UNC versus Tennessee. So UNC, obviously, women's soccer powerhouse. They're the reigning national champions. A bunch of very, very talented players. And then Tennessee is also very good.
Yeah.
Um, they're fast, strong. They brought in a bunch of good transfers. They're not currently ranked, but again, the preseason rankings mean nothing. So they're unranked, but they are a very good team in general. Um, so I think they're gonna win. I think for my score prediction on this, I think it's gonna be 1-0 UNC.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that will be a really good game just because Tennessee obviously has a lot of new players. They brought in a lot of forwards from what I've seen, and some really good transfer portal forwards. So I think they'll give UNC a challenge, but I mean UNC has they have so many players. Like
Hmm.
so many good players that are coming back. So yeah, I agree. 1-0 UNC for that game.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great game. All these games, I'm so excited to watch as many as I can to see
I
how they.
know.
Okay, next up we have number 18 Ohio State versus Clemson. So Ohio State is ranked preseason. They did really well in the Big Ten last year. And then versus Clemson. Clemson is unranked, but they're often a very good team. They're often ranked, I feel like a lot. So I'm surprised they're not ranked this season so far. But they have a lot of very good, especially young players. And I think this game's going to be really good, but I think Ohio State's going to pull out the win 2-1. That's my score prediction.
Go on. Ooh, that's a good one. I might go like, oh, I don't know Clemson too. I don't know both these teams too well. One of my friends is a goalkeeper, Nona Reason, is a goalkeeper for Clemson. So maybe I'll go 1-2, Clemson winning and hoping my friend Nona has a good game.
Yeah, I know
Um,
Nona too. She's
yeah,
really
yeah.
yeah,
So
very good.
hoping, yeah, hoping Nona has a good game then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the next game is UCLA versus Georgia. And obviously, UCLA, always a great team, won the national championship a couple of years ago, and they're coming in ranked eighth, and Georgia is unranked. And they're also have been such a good team in the past couple of years, won the SEC 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure. They're a pretty fast and physical team, but they're also like really technical. And I also have like know their goalkeeper. I know you do too, Jordan.
Hmm.
She's awesome. I love watching her play. She can literally punt the ball box to box, which I
Oh
mean,
wow.
see often. But she's a big presence on the field. So I'm gonna go UGA winning 2-0 in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be a good game. I think my score prediction 1-1. I feel like, yeah,
Yeah.
1-1.
I do agree on that a little bit. Yeah. Could
Yeah.
be a back and forth, definitely. Will be interesting
Yeah.
fun to watch.
Yes, for sure. I think that game's going to be very back and forth. Next, we have Florida versus Florida State. So a big rivalry game right
Hmm.
off the bat, their first games of the
Yeah.
season. So I bet both of those teams are fired up for this. So Florida, they have a bunch of transfers, I know, and Florida State is ranked number 3 preseason rankings. And Florida State, another powerhouse. They're a really good team. They play a really pretty style of soccer. And they have a lot of international players and also a bunch of players who play on U.S. youth national teams, and they're always a really good team. So I'm gonna go with as a score prediction 4-1 FSU.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty solid. I would love for Florida to have like a good game. Florida State just scores goals. Like they
Hmm.
really do. They just have such good team. And then people coming off the bench, you're like, oh my gosh, the same girl, like fast, just sprinting at you the whole game, like tall, fast
Yes.
girl.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good prediction for that game.
Yeah.
Next we got Iowa coming in at number 13 versus Arkansas, who is ranked number 6. And this is also a home game for Arkansas. And Arkansas, if you've never seen any of their like home games, they bring in a huge crowd. And for the first game, I assume it'll be packed. Um, and I don't know. I feel like that's gonna be a really, really fun game to watch as well. But I'm gonna go with I think 3-1 Arkansas. They're a team who just again like puts balls in the back of the net. Like that's
Hmm.
that's just who they are, very direct. So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting to see how Iowa holds up against them.
Hmm. Yeah, that's gonna be a really good game. I mean, Arkansas has a tough like first weekend they play number
Hmm.
13 Iowa and then number 2 Notre Dame, but both games at home, so that should be they're definitely gonna be up for those games. I feel like Arkansas is the type of team who like lives for the energy and the
Hmm.
adrenaline and
Yeah,
um like all the emotion. So I feel like it's good for on their part that they have two ranked teams first because they're gonna have the most energy coming off for the first games of the season. So those should all be good games.
I know.
So excited to, see if we got our score predictions right.
I know. We'll have to come back to them next
Yeah,
week.
we will. We will. Super exciting first weekend of soccer in general. And I mean, this is just the first weekend. Then we have the whole season after this.
I
So
know.
I'm getting excited just talking about this. I'm pumped.
I know. I'm so excited to just like, I don't know, watch games, like cheer on my friends. Obviously, we know a lot of the people like playing in like these games, so I don't know. It's just
Uh-huh.
exciting that like finally the season's back. Like it feels
Yeah.
like we were playing I was literally feels like we just ended season.
Mm-hmm.
Uh but we've put in so much
Yeah.
work in the spring and this summer preseason, so it's exciting
Yeah.
to finally like be back on the field
Yes.
with
Yeah, for
everybody.
sure. For sure. Preseason like flew by this year so
It did.
fast. I can't believe it's over.
It really did. I like actually can't believe the first game's already here.
Yeah, this week. Like season is here. And then sooner or later we're gonna be mid-season and like getting ready to play conference games before we know it.
I
Um,
know.
I think it's really cool how like I mean, both me and you, I feel like, just from playing in clubs and different environments when you're younger, ODP, random ECNL events,
Mhm.
we just know so many people on so many different teams or like kind of know them, but and then you play them and you get to say hi after. And I feel
Yeah.
like the soccer world, there's so many, it's big, but so small at the same time. And like everyone knows someone. You always will have a connection to the other team. So I think that's kind of fun and that's kind of unique and just really cool about soccer. I feel like that's kind of special.
Yeah, I think ECNL, obviously we both played like ECNL, did a great job at like connecting teams and players at like different selection events or whatever, but I think it's so cool like when you play somebody and you know somebody on the team or even watching games. I love watching games when I know one or two players. Like
Hmm.
I don't know, on a Sunday we don't have a game and like going through games, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I know like three people playing today. I
Yeah.
want to watch this game."
Uh-huh.
Like it's always just so like so much more fun when you know somebody.
Yeah. It's so
Um,
fun, yeah. And then it's
yeah.
like friends from afar because like
Hmm.
I would like get really close with some of these girls for like a day or two or like a
Yeah.
week camp, for example, and then I see them like once or twice every year, but it's so fun to see them and catch back up with them and we all kind of stay in touch like on text or whatever, but
Yeah.
and on Instagram for me
Yeah.
at least. But yeah, it's super fun to see your friends and just like random people you know, like from all over the country too. It's cool.
Yeah. Definitely like fun also cheering people on, even if you don't
Hmm.
even know like a team, like you're just like, oh my gosh. So like
Yeah.
that's so cool you guys are doing well. Like I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Old
Right.
club teammate or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many connections.
What, so since we're talking about season, do you guys have any, or well, your team or you, do you have any personal goals that you're setting for the season?
Um, I mean, yeah, our team definitely has some goals. I mean, obviously the biggest goal is to win the Natty at the end of the year, but I mean, we really focus on one day at a time, one game at a time. We treat like every game as a season. So we don't look for the next game until like we what am I trying to say? We don't look forward to the next game until we've played that one game. So right now, our whole season is Western Michigan because that's our first game. That's all we're focusing about and that's kind of our mentality going into the season. So I mean, I guess team goals is just take it day by day and win every game. And then off of that, like every day at practice, it's just like give our coaches always talk about give 100% of whatever you have that day. So if you're not feeling well, you've had a hard day at school, you only have 80% energy for the day, give all 100% of that 80%, and then that'll help make the team like 1% better. So we kind of talk about like that as a team. Personally, I mean, I feel like I have very high standards for myself. I feel like I'm my biggest critic. I try not to look too far into the future, think about any of that. And I'm really trying to focus this season on just staying in the present and having fun. I feel like those are, I mean, I have a bunch of like, sure, like accolade goals, like whatever, but what's most important to me is staying in the present and having fun. And if I do have fun while I'm playing, the when I'm having the most fun when I play is when I play the best. So I feel like that's important to me. Just savor every day. I'm trying to practice a lot of gratitude, just being grateful for everything, for every day, for every practice I get with my team, because again, this is my senior season. So just really trying to stay in the present and have fun while doing it because I love soccer and have so much fun playing. So those are kind of my personal goals. What about you? Do you have any goals for your team or personally for this season?
Yeah. I think for our team this season, it's just like kind of what you're saying is like we talk a lot about like yes, we're playing South Dakota State first game, but like focusing on ourselves and like what we can do because I mean, we don't know what they're going to come out doing. So just focusing like on ourselves going into games and like exactly like what you were talking about, like giving, like we talk about that all the time. Can you give whatever you have today in training? Because it's going to make everybody around you better. And if you're
Mhm.
giving your 100% for that day, then somebody else trying to give their 100%, even if it's higher, it's gonna lift you up because they're just like lifting up how you're playing that day as well.
Mhm.
Um, so I think just like focusing on ourselves and not really like thinking about other teams, going day by day, not looking ahead, I think is a big thing as well for us. And then personally, one thing I've talked about a lot, especially I feel like a lot of soccer players, this is something like we'll talk about is like playing in a flow state a little bit. So like I've talked about this with one of our like sports like psychologist type people here. But just like the best games that I play, I'm always like in a flow state of just like everything just feels like I'm doing like everything right. Even maybe I might not be, but then if I'm like once I make like one good save, then like the next one is just like just feels like I'm in the right place, doing everything with confidence. One thing we talk about is a lot is like bravery in goalkeeping.
Mhm.
So I think just like playing, trying to like find that in the first couple games and then just like building on top of it. Um,
Mhm.
just because
Yeah.
when I am playing in that like flow state, that that's when I play my best.
Mhm.
Not like
Yeah.
getting, I don't know, stuck in my head or um letting like anything kind of get to me because as a goalkeeper, it can be really easy for one bad thing to stack on top of another and then
Mhm.
you
Right.
just crash out a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely hard. I feel like goalkeeper, especially mentally, is very hard. I like that kind of terminology used with flow state. I've actually never heard that before, but that sounds like something great for you to focus on and just build on top of it game after game and kind of set the tone early in your season. And I feel like that'll carry with you throughout the season.
Mhm.
Something my team talks about kind of similar. I don't really know if it's similar, but our coach always says like you can't get too high on the highs or too low on the lows. So if you have a great game, like I mean, season flies by. So you have a great game. Okay, like that's celebrate that night, sure. Um, like well-deserved game and win. But like next thing, like you have to focus on the next game now because you got
Mhm.
another hard game in 4 days' time.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, don't get too low on the lows. If you lose a game, if you have a rough game personally, or just the team in general, like you really have to flip the page fast because you got another game coming, maybe in like two
Mhm.
days. So that's kind of what our coach talks about. I guess kind of I was like, that's kind of relating to like a flow state, I guess, like
Yeah.
mentally. Um, so yeah. Last thing, what are you most like either nervous for or excited about for this upcoming season?
Um, I think I'm just most excited about like playing like I mean very like easy to say, but just like playing with this team because we've put in a lot of like work on in the off season, in preseason, and I think that like what I was talking about earlier is saying like why not us? Some people are kind of going into the season like maybe other teams thinking that oh Mizzou like yeah we're a gritty team we will fight till the end like we're not gonna give up but I just think like going into the season um just like excited to play with this team this group because you never get to play with them again um so just looking forward to that like everything with my team like doing everything with them I'm looking
Hmm.
there some fun memories being made. How about you?
Yeah. I mean, mine's like very similar. I feel like just spending time with my teammates every day. I mean, they're my best friends, so I always look forward to spending time with them. And I'm excited to play with them. And all my eyes are on Thursday, so I'm most excited for the game on Thursday.
Yes, I'm so excited to watch you guys play, see how you guys do. Maybe you'll score.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I'm so excited to watch you guys too.
Yes,
That'll be exciting. Yeah. I have too many games to watch this week.
I know. I know. Well, guys, that's a wrap on our rankings and schedule breakdown. We're getting so close to the game starting.
Yes, we're so excited for the season to get underway. So thank you guys all so much for listening and following along our journey.
We love hearing all of your guys' messages and questions. So you can find us on Instagram at Kate Phillips 04.
And at Leah.Klinke. Next week, hopefully we will have some real game results to talk about. So that's going to be interesting, a fun one to listen to. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, until then, thanks for listening to the Big Life Podcast. See you guys next week.
Bye.